is TheBadge, this is the Demoday, and we are going to present our product. So who is presenting today? So my name is Austin Pane. I'm software engineer. I'm one of the co-founders of TheBadge. I studied in UTN Santa Fe in Argentina, and I also studied in KIT in Germany. I work for many projects, Not So Safe, 0x, Lightyear, and Prototype. And now I want to tell you about our platform. So what is TheBadge in a few words? TheBadge is basically a protocol that allows to curate information in a decentralized way. It's a protocol that helps to build trust in our in the Web3 ecosystem by issuing Web3 certificates. The idea behind the badge is that we have three different users: creators, curators, and badge users. The creators are people from the real world that have certain knowledge about a specific topic, and they want to certify something that they can do. And they can create rules to certify something, and these rules then will be applied to obtain a certificate. Curators are the people in charge of reviewing the proof that the badge user upload as evidence, and they are going to verify that the certification that you want to obtain as a user, you accomplish the proof in order to obtain it. And the badge users are just the people that want to get a specific certification. So which is the current status of the blockchain world? Basically, there are a lot of companies that are issuing Web3 certificates, and also are normal Web2 companies that are issuing certifications. But what is the main difference between us, between TheBadge, and within other companies? The main difference is the completely decentralized mechanism that we have. Nowadays, if you want to obtain a certificate, normally you go to an university, or you go to a company, or you go to the state, or whatever, but you need to go to a centralized entity in order to get a certification. But with TheBadge, the thing that makes everything completely different is that everyone with a certain knowledge can create a certification. So it's like basically a new market for decentralized notaries on chain. So now let's show you a little demo. So let's go for the creator. As I already said, you can earn money basically if you know something about your company, about the real world, and you want to certify something. For example, you are working in Amazon or Mercado Libre or eBay for a couple of years, and you want to bring your reputation that you have as a seller to an on-chain marketplace. And you don't want to lose that reputation because it has a lot of time, and you want to obtain this information on chain. With the badge, you can basically create what we call a badge type or badge strategy that are basically rules in order to validate this and bring this information like Web2, like this Web2 information on your Web3 password basically. So it's like a decentralized oracle for information. Creating a badge is quite simple. It's just defining a list of rules that you need to accomplish in order to do that. You can put a price, that this price is what the users are going to pay. And this price is going to be used to incentivize more creators to work. So you as a creator are earning money by creating these certificates. As you can see, this is an example of Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre is a web like Amazon. You can create a certificate quite easy, and once it's submitted, other users can directly mint the certification. So now let's go to the example of minting a certification. So as I already said, we have three users. The badge users are the ones that are need to provide the evidence to prove that they are eligible to obtain the certification. In this case, in the case of Mercado Libre, they just have to make a post on the Mercado Libre account with their address, and then the curators are going to validate that and going to check that the proof is enough to issue the badge. Obviously, if you don't comply with the requirements, you are going to be penalized. So it's not easy to obtain a certification. It's a completely decentralized mechanism incentivized by the blockchain, basically. So as we can see here, issuing a badge on Mercado Libre is quite easy. Just to explore the batches, see what you want to obtain, and complete the process. Now let's show the curation. So the curation is the crucial part of this, because the curation is a process in which a user earns money by validating that the users are in compliance with the standards that were defined by the criteria in the process of creation the batch. In this case, what we can see is that the user won't match the criteria. So in this case, the curator can earn money by doing a challenge. When doing a challenge, basically, this will allow the curator to earn the money of the batch that the user that wanted to obtain the batch, and obviously the user that wanted to obtain the batch will lose his deposit. In this case, what we can see is that the addresses are not matching according to the criteria, and in this case, the batch basically will be challenged, and in a period of 48 hours after the curation period, the batch user won't get the batch, and he will lose the deposit that will go directly to the curator. So now let's talk about use case. So in this case, what we showed was a simple use case of on-chain reputation. Basically bringing your reputation from the real world to on-chain. But this is obviously can be used for a lot of different use cases. It's not just on-chain reputation. This can be used for validating real-world assets, for NFT copyright, for validating artists, for example, for doing the centralized compliance, or for doing crowdfunding. So the key of this is basically that everyone with certain knowledge of how to validate something in a specific place, in a specific country, for example, can use the platform to become like a notary and define the criteria. And this criteria will allow him to earn money, basically, for other users that are going to use the batch he created. Now let's talk about a little about tokenomics. So why do we need the batch token? Basically, the batch token is crucial here because this mechanism of incentives cannot be done without a token. The creators are going to claim the fees by staking batch token. Curators are going to also unlock their fees if they stake token, and they are also going to have more features on the platform when they stake more. And the users are going to be able to pay in batch token in order to speed up the process. Normally, the process, in average, it takes around 38 hours, but this process, obviously, the amount of time, the period of review time, will depend on the kind of batch that you are creating, obviously, and this is going to be defined by the creator and the creation time. So this basically produces a big network effect. So if we have more users and more partners, this means that more batches are going to be minted, are basically more transactions are going to be collected on the more fees are going to be collected on the network. And this will attract more users, more creators, and more curators that are going to buy the batch token in order to work on the platform. Because there are more creators and more curators in the platform, basically this will make that a lot of more batches are going to be available for users, and also they will to be competitive among them because there are going to be more curators, and this will reduce the fees and the cost of each batch. Therefore, more users are going to join the platform, and more partners are going to join to use our batches, basically. Now let's talk about a little bit the roadmap. So we just finished the Q1. On this Q1, basically we developed what we showed before. So the basic functionality of the platform, the curation, creation, and minting. Now in Q2, we are starting the beta launch campaign and the marketing campaign. The idea is to go in Q3 directly to production. And in Q4 and beyond, we are going to develop the third-party integrations. And we are going to also develop some features very crucial to the platform, like security layer. And for finishing, I want to just mention our team. We are 4 founders, but also we have a great team of advisors. We have legal advisor, financial knowledge Solidity knowledge, Web3 knowledge, marketing, community building, UX advisors that are making this possible. So I want to also thank you, the team. And yes, that's all for the batch. If you have any questions, just feel free. Thank you. Okay.
So what about if I try to mint a badge I should not get?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What about if I try to mint a badge that I shouldn't be able to mint?
I'm not sure if I get your question, but you can always select the badge you want if you want to mint. So for example, you go to the Explorer and you see, okay, I want to mint a badge about real world assets, and you won't truly be able to do that because you don't have the proof or the evidence to be eligible to get a badge. So you can do it, yes, you can do it. The problem is that you will lose the money because the curators are going to detect that you are not eligible because you cannot prove that you are really eligible to get a badge. You cannot comply with the conditions of the badge. So you will basically lose your deposit. You will lose the money. That's
yeah,
it.
but what is the process of losing the money of a malicious user?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you well.
So what is the process to get the malicious user to lose their money?
In this case, well, what Sabo was saying, I think that you can hear me, is that, well, in the curation process at the beginning, that takes an amount of time that the creator configs, the curators will see the evidence and will prevent that you have the badge in that case. But if for some case that period of times go through and the badge is allowed to be claimed for the user that present wrong evidence, there is always another instance where when that user tried to use the badge that was getted with wrong evidence, you can see the evidence again every time, and you can always see the listing criteria or the acceptance criteria every time that you see a badge, and you could raise a challenge through that badge. When someone's raised a challenge, the owner of the badge has the responsibility to say, well, I want to go with this challenge, put my money and prove that I am saying the right things, my proof are right, or the badge will be removed because the proof from the challenge say that you are wrong, you have a bad evidence on it. Not sure if that answers your question.
Yeah, that's what the question.
Cool.
Any other questions for the badge? Going once, going twice. All right. So thanks. Thanks for presenting. This was a great presentation, great pitch, and excited to see more. So I guess.